First thing that I want you to understand, is naturally, after this experience we endured, we are naturally going to think about what played out. We're going to ruminate about it. We're going to think about it. At first, it's going to be, we're going to be suffering very bad. We're going to be in a bad way, and slowly through time, we start to learn how to deal with it, but we don't fully feel like we've got back to ourselves yet. And some people, this will take longer than others. Some people, it's quicker than others, but each of us is on a healing journey after being in a situation with these individuals, right? And, we'll reflect on things and start thinking all the things we done wrong, and we go through this grieving process, right? But so on one of these days when we're thinking about them or something like that, we may go and take a glance at their social media, and then we get hit with seeing them with a new supply, and we see them looking better than ever with a new supply, yeah? And I've always spoke about how they go run down and they suffer severe consequences after being with us and stuff like that. But then you see them on the social media and they're looking all bright and they're shining and everything's nice. You've got to understand that the same way that you're ruminating about them and the same way that you're thinking about them is the same way that they're thinking about you. And at the same time, however severe the ending was of when you both went your separate ways, the more severe it was, the more, toxic it was and everything like that, the more that you're going to weigh heavy toll on their mind. And a big bright sign that is, if you see someone rushing off into a new relationship, even if it's 6 months or a year after, you see them all happy, taking photos on social media and stuff, you've got to see through the veil and understand that they put that social media post up full well knowing that they've hurt you and that you're going to take a look at it, you're going to take a peek. So they totally orientate their social media aware of people like yourself that will check back on it. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It'll take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. But they're aware that you're going to look back on it. So when their hair is going to be a bright color. I remember back in the days when I looked on the social media, right? The girl had dyed her hair, all these crazy colors. It looked all fabulous, And I thought, and she was with the new supply. And at first it caught me off guard, It caught me off guard. I thought, But then I started to dig deeper, and then you've got to look back at the time when you was more connected. So if you've been separate for some years now, or months or whatever, you've been separated for a period of time, and now you see it, they're still orientating their social media about you because you weigh heavy on their mind. If they're still on your mind, that can be an energy thing, when someone's thinking about you a lot, because you created a bond when you were intimate. If this is a relationship partner, you created a bond if you're intimate. And you can even create bonds without intimacy. So this can fall into friendships and other type of categories of narcissists. But you create these bonds, so therefore when you're separated, it's like you can feel it. When you're separated, that's why you'll think of each other, and it's all energy, Like, for example, if you have a child in the world, but then you're not connected with your child, you don't know where your child is. This is how you got to paint the picture. You'll suffer a trauma bond, through you've given birth to a child, whether you're a lady or a man, you've had a child, you brought a child into existence, and one of the parents runs away with the child, and you don't know where the child is. I'm just using this as an example. You're going to be very torn up on that individual, And these narcissists know exactly where to hurt us. That's why they try to go for the finishing move. So they'll disappear into the sunset, or they'll disappear away, keep you away from their vicinity, they'll do this full well knowing it's going to bring you to your lowest, okay? It's going to full well bring you to your lowest. Yeah? But this glimpse that you saw of their life, you think they're living the best life. Yeah? They're not living the best life. That is an illusion. Everything you see on their social media of them living their best life, they're looking better, they're this, they're that. There's things like filters, there's makeup, there's doctoring images, you know, changing images and stuff like that to make them appear in a certain way. There's also acting, you know, acting, just putting on an act for the camera. They don't post the miserable times on their social media. They don't post the times when they're unhappy. And what I'm trying to say to you is, if you're feeling down in your spirits, believe you me, they're feeling down in their spirits as well. Yeah? It's people can't just go around and create bonds with people, be intimate and create another bond and another bond and another bond and another bond. Right? And I've mentioned, if you look up, this will affect the females, right? I mentioned it a little while back, but if you look up something called a microchimerism, right? Let's forget about the narcissist for a second. Let's put that aside, right? Just in a pure intimacy point of view, if someone is intimate, the female will receive the DNA. There was a study found where the DNA was found in a woman's brain. That's from a man. This creates her DNA to change. This creates her energy to change. This creates her to take on traits of the man she was intimate with, right? So you have to be very careful of who you're laying with, right? And the reason why I say this is bonds that I'm talking about. This is why I'm saying it's not so easy that you think the narcissist is done and dusted, gone off in the sunset, and they're living their best life. It's not the case. They're not living their best life. They're not showing you on the social media their miserable times. They're not calling your phone and telling you that they miss you. They're not calling your phone and telling you these things because they created so much of a mess, or at the ending of the relationship, there was so much of a mess between yourselves that, you know, there's no way they can reach out to you anymore. You know, they can't reach out to you. Like in my situation, they can't reach out to me. So that's why they try and reach out, and it took a long time for them to actually reach out. You know, I think it was 4 years, right, before they tried to hoover me from a fake profile, because they're not allowed to reach out to me. This is how long it took for them. And then even when they did reach out, it wasn't like they said sorry or they said anything like that. It was more like just a hoover attempt to check my temperament, to see where I'm thinking at, asking me how I'm doing, and then making it bait and obvious that it's them behind the profile, you know. So I went through that, but I just want you to know that they're not living this amazing life without you. This is the illusion. This is what they're painting to you. Yeah? Thinking they're doing better. Of course, like, you know, if they've got a wardrobe full of clothes and they're taking a social media photo and they know you're going to watch it, they're going to put on their best outfit. They're going to do their hair in the best way. Or however, you know, he's going to put on the best suit, or she's going to put on the best dress, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? This is how they're going to operate, because they know there's eyes watching. You know, if they know that there's eyes watching, then it's a camera show. You know what I'm saying? It's acting. And once you see through the veil of this and understand it's acting, you won't get torn up on the fact that they're looking better without you, you know? Because in my other videos, it may not have resonated with you, because I used to say that the narcissist struggles afterwards, and you'll see them and they're down and out and stuff like this, right? They actually go through that, but they don't show you what they're going through, you know? And it's not just like, because of the mess they leave us in. I've mentioned before that narcissists can be on drugs and stuff like that. But I'm trying to say that even us as chosen ones, or empaths, or however you want to look at it, that when we're asleep, right, and we've been through this experience with the narcissist, after, and if we get discarded or something severe happens at the ending of the relationship, this makes us start seeking substances and substance abusing, you know. This can make us lead to substance abuse, and we aim for that dopamine rush, for whether it's alcohol or drugs or whatever it is, and we indulge in that activity to block out the pain, because we're going through pain, you know. So I don't want you to think that just because you're suffering at the moment that they're not suffering. But I want you to know that there's a brighter side to all of this, and there's a brighter side to all of it happening. If you've got to wake up to the fact that this person that you encountered, however much you loved them or you thought you loved them, you've got to understand it was not destined for you. You've got to understand that this person was future faking. So you saw a future with them, but it was a fake thing what they've instilled. They haven't got the courage to come around you and admit they're wrong. You know, they haven't got the courage to admit they're wrong, and they future faked with you, and you just got to look for better. Yeah, moving forward, we won't ever be like that, because before we was asleep, so we was blissfully going through life, blissfully unaware. Yeah, and they say blissfully, but it's not blissful, because it's quite dangerous if we're operating in territories and encountering individuals that we don't realize they want harm for us, and we're blissfully unaware. So it can be quite dangerous to be operating blissfully unaware through life. You see what I mean? What I'm getting at. Like, so we have to just look at the bigger picture, count our blessings from the situation, right? That we've learned an awful lot about people. Yeah, we've learned an awful lot about people. We've learned an awful lot about psychology and the way people act. And we've seen through even friends and stuff afterwards about how these lot have traits of toxic individuals, you know, and we fall out with them, or we go our separate ways with them as well. Some people even leave family members and stuff like that. So, you know, but just know that the narcissist is not living some hunky-dory, happy, sunshine and rainbows life without you. They're just not. It's not possible. It's not possible for it to happen. Yeah, they're just not. So don't fall sucker and believe their social media. And I'll tell you the golden rule, right? If you want to just take an energy shift, by you not putting energy out into the atmosphere of the universe from you watching their social media, because it's an energy exchange, you know. When you watch that, it takes a part of your soul, it takes a part of your spirit. It's an energy shift. By you staying strong and not looking at it, you know. If you can get to a few days where you don't look, and then you get to a month where you don't look, and then you get to a year when you don't look, and then, you know, just keep moving forward. Trust me, because the more you don't look, the stronger you get, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, it's a bit of a short video today, but I'll leave it there. But just remember, they're suffering without you, and they've painted this picture on the illusion of social media. They've painted this picture that they're happy, that they're like this, but it's not the case. So anyway, I'll leave the video there. Please press the like and the subscribe button. I'll be back with another video soon. And if you want a one-to-one session, you can find the details in the description box. Anyway, peace.